Oh, the Department of Justice just did not want to do anything. And as I mentioned, Attorney General Barr, yes, you're getting sued. Ooch, for the malicious harassment that, well, you're getting sued, Barr. Now, why don't you put yourself to sleep tonight, okay? I'm going to take your nose, yes, and I'm going to find out what your brain is doing when it should be sleeping. Because it looks to me like the government really doesn't take seriously the need to sleep. Ouch. Now, I take it very seriously, yes. Now, this lad, yeah, could you get me all of the snowmobiles? I could make some improvement in the snowmobile. Yes, you could. When you're out there in the snow and you're sledding along, ooh. And then there's these skin disorders. Yeah, light skin and dark skin. You know, I've been looking at people lately. Some of them look like they're plastic skinned, like they're really mutating. Poop. And as much as I dislike the idea of the mutation of the citizens of the United States, yeah, there could be some sort of skin disorder. Now, if you're not sleeping at night and you're jacked into some sort of light source, yes, 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 because of your use of technology on your private island, oop, you could be that white-skinned individual that I keep seeing showing up at different locations where I'm looking at the actual citizens and saying, my gosh, you don't look very good. I was wanting to use my own health treatments, the 190 proof at zero point 0.3 to 0.33% of my actual body weight so I could sweat out all the crap you've been putting in my food. Yes, I was wanting to bathe and sleep in a bed so that I could get a good night's rest. And then I wanted to weatherize my naked body. Yes, where I would, yes, want to increase the actual skin color because of an increase in the pigment. Now, it could be the melanin. Yes, yes, yes. Could you tell me exactly what you did to your pigment, Mr. Albino? Now, I know you never have a skin cancer. Yes, you're too rich for that. See, when you have the availability of removing anything out of your cellular structure, yes, because of the use of technology, I'm thinking that you decided you just come all the illness, wouldn't you? Ooh, phoo, phoo. Now, there is something. No, sea nymphs in Greek mythology who lived on an island. Oh, two sirens are mentioned in the Greek epic poem Odyssey. Yeah, most later authors wrote about three. For every one of you that decided to come to find out, could you set those little fish aside? It says here, that they would get very upset if the sailors didn't want to listen to them. Yeah. So they could not hear. Then he had them tie them to the mast. In art, sirens were first portrayed as birds with women's heads and later as women with birds' legs and sometimes wings. Now, why don't you little fishy, pooch? Why don't you sit back and do some singing for me tonight? Yes, because it could be, yeah, that the voice that you actually use is in song. Little Mermaid, why don't you do some singing tonight, okay? Now, for all of you that said, well, this is all mythological, we never have sex with actual fish, I would say that once a mermaid starts to sing, if you did not give her your absolute attention, yes, 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 so as to have to listen to her, ooch, so she could have a memorizing, a hypnotic effect upon your sexuality. A lot of these inflatable tits that have very thin legs, they're expensive. They never have sex without getting paid. Now, this is important to me. Yes, silk. Yes, yes, yes. I had wanted to grow a large amount of bushes. Yes, I did some study about the silkworm. A lot of silk is made in China. Could you get me the GPS location of all silkworm farms? Yes. See, my thought was I would ask this volunteer if she would wear a garter belt that snaps to her actual stockings. And she'd wear one of these wedges that I have personally designed so as to cause the breasts to lift up. But one of these silk type dresses, where you're corporate and you only buy silk. Silk can be very, very expensive because of how it's made. Yes. Now I know how beautiful you are. And I know that it might reveal that you have actual nipples. You know, a lot of times women try to hide that, but as a man, I find it attractive that anytime I walk past a woman that has a dress on, that I can actually see the imprint, the indentation of having an actual nipple. I find it attractive. Now, I don't intentionally go looking at the breasts of those that are wearing silk dresses. But if ever I found out that you do have them, do you really? You do?